Alright, should be live, believe so. I don't see a video though. There we go. Alright, awesome. 13 love, 13 knowledge, 13 wisdom, 13 respect. This is your creation 13. Today we're going to be talking about just different techniques about talking with the Heavenly Creator, the Most High, whatever kind of title you want to give the Creator of all things, right? Born and raised Christian home. So my concepts and foundation is God and Christ and things of that nature in the past, right? But since I've expanded upon it, the belief and faith is still there, but you just continue to grow more with it, which is why I called it the Heavenly Creator, because I think that gives it a universal understanding of it, right? It makes it very simple. Or like the Heavenly Creator, right? The one who brings love, who brings joy into your life, right? And I think we all look for that, right? You know, that's what I look for. I mean, usually that's one of the main reasons why people will look towards a creator or look towards like in the Western world it would be Christ, but towards some kind of guide to help them get closer to the Creator, right? You know, that's kind of what Christ was just that voice of like, hey, there's a Creator. You know, as you speak to me, you're also speaking to the Creator, right? You know, and he would use these different kind of parables to kind of give people a different perspective than what was going on in that time frame. And no matter what culture you look into, the same culture and trend was there. So that people were worshiping idols, people were using books, human doctrines. They were just worshiping weird things and doing everything outside the self, worshiping outside the self. We see worshiping outside ourselves all the time through churches and different kind of religious gatherings, right? You know, but the most important thing to realize is that you need to keep the energy in, but with your will and intent. If you're going to bring energy out, that's where the will and intent is of like, okay, what am I sending out there, right? You know, from my understanding, and that's all I can really speak about, is my understanding is, you know, the Creator already loves you already, right? You know, we don't need to show that we love the Creator, right? That's what I always felt when I was in church, is that we had to show that we love the Creator. We had to show Christ that we loved Christ, right? You know, we feel we have to show that. And I feel that's where a sense of worship comes. And that's just based on observation, right? But as I've learned and grown and had my spiritual awakening in 2010, I learned it is the opposite, right? Because the Creator already loves you already, no matter what. You know, that door is always open, right? Christ's door is always open. It's that we choose to, through ego or through trials and tribulations, we choose to close the door so we can figure things out for ourselves. And then when we dust ourselves off after the trial and tribulation, we go back to the Creator, and then we have the conversation, and that door is open, right? It's always open. You know, I think that's one of the hardest things that people don't fully understand in having that personal relationship, is that the door is always open. We don't have to push ourselves to have that relationship at the end of the day. And it's so important to realize that. Even if you look into the New Age perspective of things, of talking with ETs and things of that nature, right? It still feels like we have to prove that we want to have these encounters, or prove, hey, can you come down and can we have an experience, right? You know, I'll find myself doing that sometimes, be like, hey, I'm ready to meet some ETs, man. Not just in the meditation state, but like legit in the physical reality, right? So it's viewing things differently, learning the mechanics of it. I really feel it's important to understand the mechanics of what you want. And it's real simple at the end of the day, right? You just sit through prayer and meditation, but people really have a hard time meditating. People really have a hard time of understanding what a prayer is without it being needy or begging, right? Because like I said, a lot of people feel they need to beg for the love of the Creator. So it's definitely something we have to, I think as a whole, humanity needs to work on. But it's an individual experience, right? And I think the individuality of having that relationship with the Creator is so very important at the end of the day. And one of the things that that you can always view things, whether you're reading the Bible or reading a book and things like that, is that you can have an experience of a book through meditation. Like literally, it's like you have a virtual reality, a VR, right on your head, and you can go and have an encounter with the Creator. Using the imagination, dreams and visions will come through, messages will come through, and that's learning how to dissect what's being presented to you as well, right? I've been talking to quite a few people and just kind of reading shared dialogue of selective narratives of what it means to have a relationship with the Creator, right? A lot of people who are into the Bible, like 100%, like they're reading it non-stop, right? I read the Bible daily, just reading scriptures here before I went live, trying to see if anything just kind of stuck out to me. And I really felt, just talk about my encounters, right? And what worked for me. With me reading the Bible, it never really felt like I was inspired by the Bible, but it made me feel I needed to research and dissect what was being told, right? And I think that's just part of my mission. The encounters and the personal relationship and the inspiration that I experienced with the Creator was through prayer when I was growing up, right? I didn't know meditation until I was like 15, 16. And I had encounters that way as well. Very powerful encounters. Like they were really powerful because meditation gives that extra boost of imagination, allows the visions and everything to feel real, like you're there. You feel the vibrations and the frequencies, right? I could feel that through prayer, but meditation just seemed to be a deeper experience. Didn't quite understand it, just tried it, and it was interesting, right? I didn't really go into meditation again until 2010. So I went back into the praying mode of just talking with the Creator, and just always having a conversation with the Creator and Christ all the time, right? Because you will be fed consistently, because you are a satellite. You're channeling the Creator consistently, so you're going to get information in that manner. And it's just dissecting that communication as well, right? So basically, there's just some easy ways on just learning how to speak with the Creator, right? Because the Creator's door is always open. Always, right? Christ's door is always open if you're in the Western world. If you're into different cultures, based upon where you live at, you may use a different guide, but at the end of the day, that guide should be leading you towards the Creator, right? The Creator of love, joy, the Creator of knowledge and wisdom, whatever it is, right? The Creator is universal, right? The universal Creator. It's It's a database of knowledge. It's a frequency of where we came from, right? And I think that's one of the things that really stuck out to me. Let's see if I can find the right one here. Right here. So John 16:28. I came from the Creator, and I've come into the world, right? Christ's soul came into the world. Each of our souls come into the world, and I am leaving the world again and going back to the Creator. So, at the end of the day, we enter the mother's womb. Our soul enters the mother's womb when this vessel, this meat suit, is ready. So our soul enters into that vessel, right? And then we experience this physical reality. We experience Earth, and we go about our mission, right? Each one of us has a mission, right? We may not understand the mission. We may not know we're on a mission. But each one of us is on a mission, right? We're learning, we're growing, we're maturing. We're supposed to be meeting people, having impact on people's lives, sharing our experiences as we continue to mature in life. Keyword mature. Not everybody matures in life. So that's why it's so important to continue to explore in and do a self check on where you're at the end of the day, right? Are you happy? Are you sad? Is there things that hold you back? Are you angry? Are you bitter? Are you bitter towards others? Things of that nature, right? Checking yourself and making sure that you are healing those wounds, you're maturing, you learn the power of surrender, right? Surrender is key. Given all that energy that no longer serves you, right? Energy that you may have picked up or absorbed from work or from people, from what you watched, and releasing it, letting go. That's why it's so important to go through meditation to release and let go, so then you can receive information and have a better communication in that way, right? Will and intent's huge. When talking with the Creator, we're talking with Christ, you got to have the will and intent of what you're wanting to discuss. So if it is just surrendering that energy, right, it's so important to do that at the end of the day. And there's different tools you can use, right? One of the best places to communicate with the Creator is going to be out in nature. That's one way. Getting into a dark place, place of silence, and where you feel comfortable is important. And if you just need to do that somewhere else, like I got a turban, I can always I can just go like this and just get into that quiet place, and just tune everything out and just spend time with the Creator. Or if you got a prayer shawl, which I don't have mine at the moment, you can do that as well. So, there's many different ways that you can commune, right? That's what I do all the time. Like if I didn't have that communication with the Creator all the time, if I didn't have that communication with Christ, it would be harder for me. But I was born and raised in a Christian home, and I chose to dedicate that awareness at all times, right? I could have chose just to say, it's just a church thing. It doesn't mean nothing to me, right? But I chose that it was important because I felt, that this guide and guardian was with me. And when I heard about Christ, that reminded me so much of the guardian that's been with me. And I just put two and two together. So I was just used to it, right? It was just kind of like I was born and just aware of the spiritual realm, and that connection was so very important. So either I just kept that mindset when I was coming to Earth, my soul was coming to Earth, and I just kept telling myself, all right, do not forget about the Creator. You got to keep the connection with the Creator. Do not forget about the Creator, because there's a lot of talk of when we enter a realm, when we enter a world, right? Not just Earth, but any world it may be, we have to get hit with amnesia. So maybe if you say things consistently, maybe you'll remember. So I don't know. I always felt I had a deep bond with the Creator of the spirit realm. It just had a different way of looking at things, right? And it's just because I'm accustomed to it, right? Not everybody is accustomed to that. Some people don't have an encounter with the Creator until like their 20s or their 30s, or they're aware of it. A lot of people who are on a spiritual journey have had church or religious background, so they knew God, they knew Christ in the Western realm of things, right? And that's all I can talk about. I can't talk about different cultures because I wasn't raised that way. So we'd have to talk to somebody who was raised in those cultures and how they had their personal encounter with their guide, and how they talk to the Creator, right? Or like with Japanese, they call it kami, right? Is God, but they call it kami, and they have that connection that way, right? You're still connecting to a Creator at the end of the day. Words really don't matter at the end of the day, but I do feel strongly when I talk about this stuff is that we have to really kind of create a more simpler way of looking at things, because words have divided so many things. We're all talking about the same thing, but because words go into so many things, I've talked about Hebrew and the roots. So if people are reading the Bible, they should be looking at the translations from the Hebrew perspective and keep those root words pure and not be rewritten into a different language. I feel that languages need to be in their dialogue. So if it's Hebrew, it needs to remain Hebrew. If it's Greek, it needs to be Greek or Latin, right? Whatever it may be. And the Bible contradicts itself, because then you got the Old Testament in Hebrew, New Testament in Greek and Latin. So if you're going to read the Bible all the way through, you're going to have to choose whether you want to have the Hebrew roots for all the words, or if you want to have the Greek Latin roots with all the words, because otherwise it makes two completely different stories and another way of dividing things. The only thing that really remains pure in the New Testament, I feel, is just the story of Christ, on how Christ grew up, his trials, tribulations, his important message of communicating with the Creator through a personal encounter, and not through the church, not through human dialogue, not through books. Contrary to popular belief, right? Christ did not read no books, right? People keep saying that, but Christ said in the Bible, he said that he only spoke to the Creator with that personal relationship. That's all he did. He would go in the prayer closet or meditation, and he would communicate with the Creator and bring the information that he received from the Creator to the disciples and to the world as well. And that's very important to understand that, right? And this is how Christ lived his life, right? That is that person, right? Christ is that person. You can put Christ on a pedestal if you want, right? But it's how he lived his life, right? And how do you live your life, right? You matter, you're a soul. You descended down here the exact same way. Arguments about a virgin birth, things of that nature. But if you do research on the Bible, it really goes into a lot of parables and talk of astrology, right? I'm not an expert at astrology, but if you look into, I think it's Virgo is like the virgin, right? So there's a lot of secret symbolisms in that aspect as well. So it just depends on how you interpret things, and who taught you, right? I was self-taught about a lot of things, right? I would listen to the pastor, and things like that. But I did my own studying, right? When my mom bought me a Bible, right? Yeah, my mom bought me a Bible. It was a teen study Bible, and I'm really thankful for that Bible, because it was very simple, and it wasn't complex looking like a regular Bible, right? There was just really little keynotes and things like that I comprehended with as a, how old was I, man? 10 or 11? 9? Maybe 9? 9 or 10, somewhere around there, when I got that. And I read that thing like crazy, and continuously. I still have my teen study Bible. It's one of my favorite versions of the Bible to read. So it just depends on creating that encounter, right? Because I never really felt I was learning from others. I really felt that I was just looking and listening at people's perspectives of their personal journey. And I think it's so very important to look at that and look at ways to strengthen your relationship with the Creator. And if you have not had a relationship with the Creator, you can choose to do so through prayer and meditation, and choose the narrative on how you want to have that experience, right? It's a free will and intent at the end of the day on how you want to communicate with the Creator, right? If you want to use the religious narrative, would be Christ, I accept you into my life. I would like to be filled with the Holy Spirit, right? You can use the different kind of narratives to help aid you in your spiritual journey, right? And I can only talk about it, right? I could sit here and go through a meditation session, which I definitely think needs to be done here. Hopefully I can make some videos about that. I'm just trying to figure out ways on how to do it, but just simplifying it, right? Because when you go through meditation and prayer, you really are just in a still position. Everything, you leave everything out of reality, and everything you are going within yourself, right? You're listening to your breath, you're breathing, you're listening to your heartbeat, right? When you're in meditation, you're focusing on the now moment, right? You're taking a deep breath in and breathing out. And that just allows you to become aware you're alive, for one. Because some people don't realize that, right? People are so caught up in their reality, or how they view reality, they lose touch with the Creator. So that, like for myself, that's what I do. I just go out into nature, or just take a deep breath and it just relaxes you. And when you're in meditation, you can begin to feel your heartbeat, and it just kind of flows and vibrates, and you really just become one and in the moment when you're in that still moment, right? And it's a different experience, right? I'm accustomed to it. I'm used to it, so I know how to tap into it. But I just have to have the mindset of people who aren't used to it, and how to get into that moment. So I can't really explain how to get to that state of talking with the Creator, but all I can do is just share techniques on how you can start, right? Which is through the breath, breathing techniques. Breathing techniques never really work for me, but humming techniques work, right? That's usually how I do things. Is I would just do the hum, or the om, and you just feel the vibration through your body. Like literally, it makes you vibrate inside. It's bizarre, man. It's just just kind of reminds me of like a bee, or that buzzing feel through your body when you do that, and it just makes you feel like things are expanding and opening within your body, and it's very interesting experience. It really is. And you can watch a video for 30 minutes, right? We're already 25 minutes in, teaching you about that and everything, and it's just getting you ready. I think the humming, works really good. You can do breathing techniques as well, but I really think that humming really gets you where you need to be. And it's cool too with the humming is because you can choose the frequency. You can move it higher up and it will get up here, or you can move it down through your body. You can even make the vibration go down all the way to your feet and just keep rising up. So you just go kind of like a metal detector, you know. So it's interesting, and that's just different ways in how to balance out your system, so then you can be able to speak clearer to the Creator, so you can hear the Creator, so you can speak with your guide, whether it be Christ or a different culture that you're into at the moment on your spiritual journey, because we're all on a spiritual journey. It's just the one step is starting the spiritual journey, and then going from there. Like I said, a lot of people who are on a spiritual journey have had a church background. It was just kind of like, the soul just needed that. It's like that booster of like, hey, you're here to do a mission, a spiritual journey to help others, and it's just a starter, and you're going to remember that, and then you can utilize the smallest tools, whether it be just talking with the Creator, having a personal encounter with Christ, whatever it may be, to kind of escalate your spiritual journey even farther, because so many people had awakenings in 2010, 2009, 2012, 2015, so on and so forth. There's been a lot of these spiritual awakenings, and we're just learning humanity is learning how to communicate better with the Creator, looking at the many different elements of beings that we can talk to, right? Because there's just so many. And it's just like meeting a stranger, right? You don't know the will and intent of the being. That's why you get to know the being and have conversation with them, right? It just depends on how deep you want to go on the spiritual journey. If you just want to have a relationship with the Creator and Christ, and that's all you want to do, then that's all you're going to do. And then you can share your experiences and help people have that same experience and encounter at the end of the day as well. So I think that's pretty much it. 29 minutes in, I think that's pretty much covers kind of the real basics and just what I do day to day. I just have conversation with the Creator, used to it. Whether I'm at work, I'll have conversation with Christ and just kind of feel things out, feel the environment, just feel the vibrations, frequencies of people that are surround me. People need healing or things like that. You can feel and sense that. I'm a healer, so I want to help people be elevated and motivated to have that encounter with the Creator, and know it's real, and know that you don't need to have books. You don't need books to have that personal encounter, because that encounter is going to be so much more powerful when you have it compared to just reading a book, because you get inspired by books, but when you have the encounters, you are experiencing the emotions of the creator, the love of the creator, the feeling of home with the creator. And it's two totally different things, right? And that's just what I experience, right? And I'd love to share that in some way, shape, or form, but all I can do is just talk about it at the end of the day. So hopefully this helps you out in some way, shape, or form. Please love yourself. Keep shining bright. It's time to unite through diversity. Creating things more simpler, right? Just saying, hey, there's a creator out there. It's just a creator. Something created everything that surrounds us, right? And we're little creators, right? We can create a lot of things. I'm creating a video right now, so therefore I am a creator as well. So there is many layers to a creator, and encountering the creator of all things is an amazing experience. But you can also be a creator as well, right? If you learn to love yourself and with your will and intent, continue to do what you want to do or what you like to do, right? Whether it be through a hobby or something like that, continue to push forward as well. I push myself a little bit too far sometimes, but I try to do what I love to do. I love doing this stuff. I don't have a lot of time to do it. Super tired right now, but I try to do my best to bring that emotion to people and to bring a more simpler, universal way of looking at the encounters, so we can learn to unite as well. Just like I made a video on Facebook talking on how the earth is dying, because people have neglected creation. People have neglected that we're supposed to be the caretakers of the earth. That was our simple job, just take care of the earth. And if we were all linked with the creator, having communication all the time, we would know that already. We would by instinct know that we're supposed to be taking care of the planet, and know that we're supposed to be uniting through diversity, because there's cultures all over the place. I'm not here to change your culture. I'm not here to move you to a different belief structure, right? That's why it's important, I think, to create universal words of like a creator, because all cultures can relate with a creator. At the end of the day, we're speaking to creator as well. So anyways, I keep talking forever. So love yourself. Keep shining bright. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Put subscribe and all that good stuff as well. So I'll talk to y'all later. As soon as I figure out how to push stop on this thing. Here it is. All right. See you guys.